So it looks like the years-long beef between me, Kevin, and Graham Stephan has finally come to an end, and it came to an end in a very disastrous way for me, Kevin, because it gave everybody the opportunity to truly see Kevin for who he really is. And yeah, so basically, Graham Stephan hosts this podcast called The Iced Coffee Hour with a guy named Jack Selby. He brings me Kevin on, and me, Kevin, and Graham Stephan basically hash out everything that happened over the last like 2 years that they've been beefing over the course of this entire podcast interview. And the entire confrontation between both of them lasted about 25 minutes. And it was very telling for a number of reasons. And I just wanted to go ahead and give my opinion on everything that happened, because I do share part in this situation, because I did an interview with me, Kevin, back in 2022, back when I exposed that he got the DUI, blah, blah, blah. And during that time, me, Kevin, came on my channel and he actually addressed what happened between him and Graham Stephan, and why at that time, remember this is 2 years ago, why at that time he thought that him and Graham Stephan were no longer cool. And also the funny part about that is, after Graham Stephan and me, Kevin, were no longer cool, a lot of drama happened. Me, Kevin started to throw shots at Graham Stephan on a bunch of different videos. He has a video titled "No Graham Stephan No." He has another video titled "Why I Left Millennial Money." I mean, he's just constantly throwing shots at Graham Stephan, during the 2-year period in which they were no longer cool. And so, yeah, let's just go ahead and play the video. I'm going to go ahead and give my commentary and my thoughts. And I think you guys are up for a banger, because I have a lot to say about this entire thing as somebody who has covered both of them extensively on this channel. Let's go ahead and get right to it.
Not getting just a text afterwards was really hurtful for me.
Yeah.
And the night before, as far as I'm aware, you were with someone else getting steak.
Steak?
A steak.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, it felt like you just kind of ditched my fight to go and hang out with someone
I'm
else.
trying to remember that. Okay. All right. So
Okay, so one of the biggest problems already that I have with this confrontation, whatever you want to call it, is me, Kevin, is just straight up lying and acting like he doesn't remember things. For example, in this situation right here, Graham Stephan says, "Hey, I really don't appreciate that, you were supposed to do this with me or whatever, but instead, the next day you're having steak with another content creator." And me, Kevin's just like, "Oh, I don't remember. I don't know what you're talking about." But what's funny is, later on in the interview, he actually says the guy's name. So you do remember. He literally says, "Oh yeah, I had the steak with Ben Mala and whatever." It's like, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Like, me, Kevin, ended up having steak with another content creator named Ben Mala, which is like this big content creator in real estate. And part of the reason why me, Kevin, actually flew to Florida was to do a collab with Ben Mala. And unfortunately, he did get in a little bit of trouble. Obviously, you guys know he was originally charged with a DUI, and then eventually that DUI charge got downgraded to a reckless driving charge, or something like that. But the funny thing about this entire interview is that most of the interview he's just saying like, "Oh, I don't remember, I don't know." It's like, dude, gosh dang well you remember. Like, you're just lying. Like, I'm telling you, everything about this entire confrontation is just like textbook narcissism. It's absolutely insane. Let's keep going.
Wow. Well, first of all, thank you for sharing all that. I had no idea. Now, I obviously, I knew that I effed up. I'd never heard your side, so I think it's so wonderful that you put it out there. Thank you for that.
Okay, so it's so funny that he says, honestly, bro, thank you for that. I had no idea you felt this way. When 2 years ago, when he came on my channel and did an interview, he literally said exactly what Graham said. Kevin actually said that, I think the reason why he's mad at me is because I missed this fight. Graham Stephan literally exposes that, yes, that is exactly why I'm upset. It's because you missed my fight. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and play that video real quick. This is what Kevin said 2 years ago in 2022 when he came on my channel, and he gave his thoughts on why he thinks Graham Stephan and him are no longer cool, and why Graham Stephan unfollowed him on Instagram. Here we go.
I don't think so, but Graham did, which was quite an insult. Andre follows me on Instagram, and I'm pretty sure Graham does not. So I just confirmed that, and then Graham does not. So it's sad because I think Graham was upset because I didn't go to his fight. But his fight coincided with this disaster in Florida. I actually paid, out of all the people who went to his fight, I paid $2,000 out of pocket to get front row seats to go to his fight. But his fight coincided with the drama that happened, unfortunately, with Tampa. And well, shit, what are you supposed to do? It happens. So I couldn't go. And I think he was really offended by that. I think he thought that, he ended up partnering with like Ryan Pineda or whatever, do some syndication.
Okay, so there you go. So Kevin knows, he knew 2 years ago that the reason why Graham was upset with him is because he missed his fight. Main reason why he missed Graham Stephan's fight. Number one, apparently Graham got him tickets to the fight. He didn't want to accept Graham's tickets because he had already paid $2,000 for VIP tickets to get a front row seat. So he already rubbed Graham the wrong way because Graham was like, hey, we're friends. I want you to take my ticket so you can sit over by my people as supporters of me. Why are you sitting all the way in the front away from all the people who are supporting me for this charity fight? And for those who don't know about that situation, Graham had like this charity boxing event in Florida, and that's literally where all this drama stems from. And so what happened was, the main reason why me, Kevin, missed the fight is because he literally got pulled over and he got arrested. And the reason why he got pulled over and arrested is because he got charged with a DUI. Again, it was downgraded to a reckless driving charge, but originally he was charged with a DUI. Okay, let's go back to the conversation, because I'm telling you, this is a very, very interesting conversation. And if you listen carefully to me, Kevin's mannerisms and his responses and some of the things that he says, you could clearly tell that he, number one, is a complete narcissist. Number two, is not friends with Graham Stephan. He's not a true friend. Number three, he is a selfish prick who only cares about himself. I'm just telling you guys like it is. Let's go ahead and continue.
And I felt like you put the YouTube channel and doing a collab over our friendship. And then it made me question our friendship and me thinking, are we actually friends, or do you only hang out because you feel like you could benefit in some way?
Yeah,
whether
I
that
don't
be
think it's
information,
that.
because every time we get together, we talk business in YouTube every single time. And I love talking about that. That's what I would talk about regardless. But then I question, is he actually hanging out with me because of that, or is it because I have something to offer? And then I went back to other times where I felt like you've put connections above what I thought was our friendship. And there's been a few times in the past.
Okay, here's the mistake that I think that Graham Stephan made, right? First of all, I think we can all agree, me, Kevin, is not his friend. Me, Kevin's nobody's friend. Me, Kevin, something's wrong with the guy. I've been very adamant about that on my channel. Something's wrong with the guy. He needs therapy. He really does. He also said in this interview that he's never been to therapy before. Yeah, not shocked. He desperately needs it. But anyway, I think the main mistake that Graham Stephan made is you got to understand that in life, you have what's called your real friends in your personal life who, these are normally people that you've grown up with, you went to high school with, whatever, since you were kids. I have those types of friends. I got friends right now that are my close friends that I have known since third grade. I am 29 years old right now, and I've known these guys literally since we were in elementary school. Those are my close real friends. Then I have work friends. I have friends that I work with in politics. I have friends that I work with, maybe at the job right now that, after work, we'll go get food or, whatever we'll do. We'll have conversations. Sometimes we'll hang out. But those are just work friends. I think what Graham made the mistake of is me, Kevin, is not your personal friend, and he never will be. He is a work friend. That's all he is. So, you got to understand that distinction. With your work friend, you can still hang out with your work friend and have a good time and all that. You just got to understand when it comes to certain things, like coming to your charity boxing match or, stuff like that, that's really important to you. Your work friend may not care as much as your personal friends. My personal friends have known me since we were literally kids. So they have a different type of love for me and some of the things that I care about. And they just know me so well and what I care about because we've known each other for so long. A work friend isn't going to have that same relationship as my close friends, right? The other issue is, you also got to understand we are in the YouTube world. One of the things that I've come to learn about the YouTube world, and I'm just be honest here, when it comes to YouTube, most people, just about everyone is not your friend. You're not really going to find any friends on YouTube. That's just how it is, because the problem with YouTube is this thing where there's so much money involved. There's so much opportunity. Everything in order for you to be successful on YouTube is about content, clicks, thumbnails, ideas, strategies. And so what happens is when you're at the level that they're at, when you meet a friend on YouTube, they're going to milk everything they can out of you to get views. That is just how that game works. These two guys are giants. Kevin's almost got 2 million subscribers. Graham's got like 5 million subscribers, something like that. Of course, whenever you guys meet up, all you're going to do is talk about content. All you're going to do is brainstorm ideas. All you're going to do is make content. It's not a real friendship. There's never going to be a time where two giant YouTubers are going to meet up and just talk about life or talk about their personal lives, or what can I do to help, or how are you feeling mentally? Like, how's your marriage, or him asking Kevin, how are your kids? No, everything's always going to be centered around YouTube and what can you do for me and different things like that. That is just the game of YouTube. I'm shocked that Graham doesn't understand that. I would think that Graham would understand that. I've got 15,000 subscribers and I understand that. I am never going to have a close friend on YouTube because that's just not how it goes. And the other key thing, obviously, I'm not too fond of either of these gentlemen. I'm not too fond of Graham Stephan. I'm not too fond of me, Kevin. But you guys know my ultimate opinion on YouTubers. A lot of YouTubers are scumbags. They will do anything. Many YouTubers are narcissists and scumbags, and they really only care about money. They really only care about bettering their careers, leveling up, helping themselves. They're not genuine people. They're not the type of people who genuinely care about others or have empathy. And that's where the whole narcissism thing comes in. A lot of narcissists don't have empathy for others. A lot of these guys do not have empathy for others. Kevin does not have empathy for others. I mean, for crying out loud, I mean, I won't even tell that story, but there are some examples. Let's go ahead and continue.
Where you've canceled something that we've had planned, and then you do something else instead with someone who maybe might have a little more status or maybe a little more clout or something like that.
I don't know. I'd have to think, look at those individual scenarios, but I don't.
What do you mean you don't know? You'd have to look at those individual scenarios. See, this right here is just completely disingenuous. Like, if I'm Graham Stephan, I'm not going to crash out in the podcast while the cameras are on, but I'm thinking in the back of my head, at least if Graham is smart, I'm thinking in the back of my head, one, this guy is refusing to take any real accountability. Two, he's just straight up lying to my face. I'm giving you scenarios that I remember from years ago that you did, and you're telling me, oh yeah, I mean, maybe that happened, but I don't really remember. I don't. What do you mean you don't remember? You know god dang well you remember. You know dang well you remember. Like, you got to stop this. And also, if you truly don't remember, like if you truly honestly don't remember some of this stuff that you obviously did that was wrong, that shows even more that you are not a true friend. You are not a genuine person. You are not a true friend. We might as well cut the cameras and the podcast off right now. Just get out. Just go back to your little crappy, situation in California. It's crazy.
I don't think that was the case at all. I look at going to North Carolina with you or going to DC with you. I mean, there are so many videos and times we've been together where we barely made any content. In fact, I almost go out of.
Okay, so sure, there's times where they hung out where they barely made any content, but here's my question. Can they hang out for the next several years in a row and be complete friends and not talk about YouTube, not have anything about content or shoot any content or anything like that? I don't think so. That's the problem with these YouTubers. So this right here that Kevin is saying is once again another lie. Just because you bring up a few small examples of you all hanging out and not making YouTube content doesn't mean that you're not disingenuous. Because my question will be, out of all of the times that those two hung out, how many times have they hung out strictly to make content or benefit off of each other in some way with some sort of opportunity, as opposed to just hanging out, just as genuine friends? I would bet you right now, if these guys hung out 100 times, I would bet you that they've probably had 5 times where there wasn't a benefit, where they hung out and there wasn't some sort of financial, some sort of content, YouTube benefit. I would bet that there's 5 times where they hung out where there wasn't a benefit. The 95 other times out of 100 that they hung out, there was some type of benefit, some type of financial benefit, some type of business benefit, some type of YouTube. That's just how the game goes. We got to stop the foolishness here.
Of my way not to try to post when I'm with you. Like, it's like, if I go to an event of yours or whatever, I'm almost trying not to post on social to make it seem like, oh, I'm trying to leverage your audience or whatever. That has never been my goal. And it's
yes, but just because you hang out with another big content creator and you don't shoot content doesn't mean that you're still not using them for some sort of gain. I mean, I don't know what events these guys were going to, but maybe he's getting you into an event that's going to help you. Maybe you could continue to pick his brain about YouTube. At the end of the day, Graham Stephan is more successful than Meet Kevin. Maybe you could pick Graham Stephan's brain about certain aspects of YouTube, like Patreon or courses, or how can I make my courses better, or what do you think about this? There's always some type of benefit when it comes to this stuff.
Especially not my
Well, I would say it's less of the YouTube content, more so the information of hey man, here's what I've noticed. It's working really well, or here's what I'm doing. And then
but everybody does that. Everybody shares, right? I mean, I do the same thing too with you guys. I think it's hey, here's what I'm finding works. And whether it's in the studio.
Okay, bingo. So now the truth comes out. Literally what I just said 15 seconds ago is exactly what he's saying. He's like, well, everybody, anytime YouTubers hang out, there's always sharing of data and details and how we could do this and how we could do that. Exactly. That is hanging with somebody for benefit. When I hang out with my personal friends, we just kick it. We just go play basketball or play video games or whatever. There's no talk about business or YouTube. I don't even talk about my channel when I'm around my personal friends. I never, ever talk about my channel. They don't even watch my channel, and that's okay because they just don't care about this stuff. They got other interests, and that's perfectly fine. But, just, man, am I wrong or am I right, guys, when I say this guy fully exposed himself in this interview? Here we go.
Or content or partnerships or whatever. I think everybody's kind of been somewhat of a partner in that.
Yeah. But you know what? While we're on this,
oh God, not the not the ad in the middle of the podcast. All right, let's skip to another timestamp, and I'll go ahead and give my reaction, guys. Let me just skip right here. Here we go.
Like, there was a night you told me you had a date night with Lauren.
Okay.
And we couldn't do what we had planned together. And then I saw you on a live stream with Ross Gerber that night.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't remember this. Yeah, that sucks.
So,
yeah.
But it's...
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't remember this? What a liar. What a liar. So you mean to tell me Stephan, the biggest financial content creator on YouTube, 5 million subscribers, Stephan messages you and says, hey, I'd like to do a collab or do something. And you're like, oh, I can. I gotta do something with my wife today. Me and my wife are having date night. And then later on that day, you end up collabing with another content creator / fund manager named Ross Gerber. And you know gosh dang well that when you scheduled to do that or when you did that, you thought in your head, oh, man, I sure said that. I sure told Graham that we would collab. He might see this. God dang well you didn't forget. Now that's a lie. That's just a straight up lie. So now he's saying, oh, I don't remember or whatever. He's been doing that the whole interview, and it's just shocking to me that Stephan doesn't see through it. Or maybe he does. Maybe he's just not saying anything. But, like, come on, bro. Like, and also, what a terrible friend. Like, that's a terrible thing to do, to tell your friend, your supposed friend on YouTube, I can't collab with you because I'm meeting up with Lauren, and later on, you're doing something with Ross Gerber, which, again, another lie. So that means you lied. You lied to Graham in order to get out of doing a collab with him, when you knew all along that you were going to do a live stream with Ross Gerber. So you lie and say, oh, I can't tonight because, I'm having date night with Lauren. That's not true. You just wanted to, at that time, it was probably more beneficial for him to do a live stream with Ross Gerber. That's really what happened.
That's just an example that popped into my mind. So it's like when I start stacking that up, then I'm thinking, well,
that's interesting.
And if I just got something like, hey, this event came up or this came up with Ross, it's like, I'd be a dumbass to turn it down.
Yeah.
I got to do it.
Of course.
Like, then I get it. Like, I understand that sort of stuff. But it just felt like then it became a game of like, this person offers more to me in this moment. So like, I'm going to go with this. Yeah. And if you just tell me, it's like, no, then I get it. And it's
I don't
not
know.
a big deal.
I wish I had more of a memory of this because I think what you're describing.
Oh, my Lord Jesus. I wish I had more of a memory of this. You know what? This is a good time for us to go ahead and read some comments. That's what we're gonna do. Let's read the comments because you guys want to know what's funny? The audience who watched this podcast saw through Kevin. All the slick talking and the mellow tone of voice. Oh, I really wish I remembered that. And oh, I'm really sorry you feel that way, Graham. And by the way, he doesn't even talk like that. I don't know why he's acting like that. Something's wrong with him. But the audience in the comments completely ripped Kevin apart in the comments about what he says. So let's just go ahead and read some of the comments because this is actually really funny. So this guy here says, man, I used to really like Kevin, but his dismissive, oh, really, I do not remember, or I wish I had more memory of that, kind of pissed me off in this. Graham handled this like a legit, caring, and genuine man, okay? This person, so let's see. This person says, Kevin talking like he's media trained. I want to like the guy, but he comes across so effing authentic, it's almost impossible. This person says, note to self. Kevin's defense mechanism is to say, I don't remember this. It sure is a defense mechanism. This person says, the smartest thing Kevin would have done is to just come clean and go, yes, I prioritize people in situations I thought had more clout to grow my brand. And I have later come to understand that this will literally lead to me living a life with no true friends. And I deeply regret these decisions. I do need real friends and I will make it a priority too, blah, blah, blah. Okay, exactly. This person says, Kevin is clearly a narcissist. Nothing he says seems genuine. I've been telling you guys that literally on this channel for years, that the guy is not genuine at all. Many of these YouTubers aren't genuine. It's not just Kevin. Simple answer. He was never your actual friend. Kevin has that weird PR trained psychopathic politician thing going on, to be honest. Sorry, I can't do 2 hours of fake voice Kevin, but respect to Graham for putting this together to get through some of the unasked questions. That's true. This guy is literally saying what I just told you guys. Kevin's putting on this weird fake voice. If you watch his YouTube channel, he doesn't talk like that. Oh, well, sorry, Graham, but I don't remember that. I don't know. I don't know. He never talks like that. He's loud and obnoxious. He's not mellow tone, Something about how this dude talks, Kevin just comes off unauthentic and acted almost like a politician. Kevin's apology doesn't seem genuine at all. Yeah. Okay. So I think I've read more than enough comments. So yeah, you guys can clearly see that the audience ain't buying it. The audience ain't buying the whole fake apology thing from me, Kevin, and the audience can see right through it. Hopefully Graham can see through it too. Let's continue.
Is 100% reasonable and fair, because if those are exactly the things that happen, that looks like I'm a scumbag and an asshole. And I deserve you putting me on the spot with that information. So the only thing I can say is that's not me anymore. That's not to say that we have to like go collab and do things together.
Oh my Lord Jesus. That's your cop out. His ultimate cop out is, hey Graham, I'm sorry. I don't really have much else to say. All I can say is that's not me anymore. That's it. That's not you anymore. Graham, right when he said that, you should have cut the cameras off. That's it. Cut it off. Jack, everybody, shut up. Turn the lights off. Cut cameras off. All right, Kevin, we'll see you later, man. Thanks for being here. That's it. We're not airing this out. That's it. You're scum, bro. Like what? Like this is absolutely insane, bro. Like this is crazy. I am glad that this happened though, because now the entire world gets to really see Kevin for who he truly is. And I've been warning on this channel, trying to tell you guys for years, and now it's on full public display on the biggest stage of just who Kevin truly is. I hope you guys see him for who he really is. Okay, I think we got one more timestamp, and then after that, I'll go ahead and cut the video. Let's go here. Here we go.
I don't realize the people that I offend, because I don't take the time to think about it, because I'm like, oh, next video.
Yeah. I could have done a better job too, bringing this up a lot earlier. A lot of the time I just let it slide.
Textbook narcissist right there. Textbook. I don't know the things that I do. I don't know that I offend people because I just really don't think about it. Translation, you don't really have empathy for others. You don't really think about anybody else but yourself. So it's really hard for you to even think that anybody has an issue with you or has any problems or feel some type of way about certain things you may have done, because you don't really think about these people. You are incapable of taking other people's feelings into account because you are a legit textbook narcissist. So anyway, ultimately, the only thing I can say is Kevin needs serious help. I've been saying this for years on my channel. I've been saying this since like 2022. Kevin needs serious help. Definitely needs therapy. Graham, Stephan, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what you think or what your takeaway is. I don't care about the little yes men who may be in your comments, which thankfully most people aren't falling for it. But whatever yes men in your personal life who are telling you that Kevin is genuine and you guys should stop it or whatever, I'm here to tell you right now, you could bury the hatchet with Kevin if you want. Like, you guys can, not be enemies or be cool, and you guys can still talk and hang out if you want. But Graham, Stephan, there's something very important that I need you to understand. Me, Kevin, is not your friend, and he never was. All right, that's today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.